What's up, y'all? Robbie TV, Shape Back Kid. We back live with it, baby. Got a couple topics to talk about with y'all today, man. It's a couple topics for real. You know what I mean? So we're gonna speak on a couple little topics we've seen today. I just seen that they had this mass shooting in South Carolina. So we're gonna touch on that, see what they got going on with that. And then we got what else? Oh yeah, Chicago, man. I just seen some troops in Chicago, man. And they ain't looking. It looked like they just had like a some civil unrest going on in Chicago, man. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, it's some protesters and all this going on. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at that. Got a couple topics to talk about. Dr. Umar back at it, you know what I mean? Gonna see what he got going on. Supposed to been at the school up. I mean, he back out of hiding, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that's what we got today. Couple topics, man. Decided I said I'd jump on here with y'all late night. I ain't doing too much. You know what I mean? So yeah, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. If y'all watching this on the replay, make sure y'all subscribe. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna touch on what they got going on in Chicago. Let me see. It's like it's been protesters and all that going on. Like,
you can't use American troops for law enforcement. You can't just
troops in the streets of Memphis.
yeah. I just seen a video. They was protesting. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, subscribe. So yeah, this is what we looking at right here. This restaurants and ICE are refusing to feed ICE. Business are locking their doors to ICE and robbing tow truck drivers and took away their vehicles. Damn. So they got protests going on in Chicago right now for ICE.
Yo, check it out, man. I'm in back of the yards. This is one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Chicago. President Trump, we need help, man. It's out of control. Look, they selling shit. What the fuck, bro? There's a church. Oh my God, we are in danger. It's out of control here. Please, President Trump, every Mexican, every beautiful African American woman is begging you. Send the troops. Send the National Guard. Look at, oh my God, 2 people walking down the street. We in fucking danger.
He trolling. But y'all, once they showed that video, oh yeah, they make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, subscribe.
The military is here. They on the street. The military is here. The military really here, buddy. Y'all thought life was a joke. Y'all think everything.
We have major breaking news right now. More than 1,700 members of the National Guard are preparing to mobilize to go.
What's going on, man? Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, subscribe.
Fox News latest reporting. They will be mobilized to help with deportations and to fight crime. When Donald Trump said that D.C. is the first but not the last, he is clearly meaning it. 1,700 members of the United States military will be deployed in 19 states. We don't have any details as far as which states.
Yeah, he ain't playing around. That's a video I just seen of them, they was. I might have to go get my other phone, yo, and show y'all. Let me see. I'm on YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Yeah, here you go, right. I seen, yeah, they.
Some breaking news out of Chicago. That's where we're getting reports of protesters clashing with federal immigration.
Yeah, I just seen that they had a black boy, so I used that as the thumbnail.
In Chicago, showing what appears to be armed agents, many of whom are wearing gas masks, confronting a large crowd in Chicago.
Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel. Oh, shit. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. We on our way to 300 subscribers. Yeah, I sub to you, bro. Can you sub to me? I did. Yeah, I'll make sure I sub, bro. I always, if you subscribe to my channel, subscribe to your channel, bro. That's all I did. Everybody tuning in now. We speaking on Chicago, what they got going on with the National Guard. They in there is the citizens and the National Guard clashing, man. I was just seeing some videos. They roughing people up, putting people in handcuffs. We just seen the video last week of them putting black babies, zip tying them and all that, man. It's going on, man. Can you show my YouTube in the stream? Yeah, bro, I got you, bro. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, man, make sure y'all like, subscribe. But we touching on Chicago right now. Chicago National Guard. How you feel about the National Guard and going into American cities, man? You think y'all think this needed? Or y'all think that Trump doing too much, man? Let me know what y'all think. But that's going on in Chicago right now. They protesting in Chicago.
It's not clear why those federal agents were in that area or what led to that incident. NBC's Shaq Brewster joins us now from our Chicago bureau with more on this. So, Shaq, what do we know about this clash between the protesters and armed agents?
Hi there, Ryan. Well, we're getting a better picture of what was happening and what happened before this all took place. You see that video, some very tense moments there in that east side neighborhood. According to Custom and Border Patrol via a DHS spokesperson, they were out doing some immigration patrols. You know, they have that surge going on right now called Operation Midway Blitz, and this is according to their statement.
Midway Blitz.
An undocumented immigrant, quote, rammed a Border Patrol vehicle and attempted to flee the scene. That then led to a vehicle pursuit, and they used a pit maneuver to stop that vehicle. They say that's when the two people who were inside the vehicle began to flee, and those two who they say were undocumented were arrested. At that moment, a crowd, they say, began to form, and they confirmed that they used, quote, crowd control measures to help get agents out of there. Now, we're also hearing from Chicago Police Department. Remember, Chicago Police, they do not assist with any of these immigration operations, but they were called in response to that vehicle crash, and they say that they were called because of an accident, and they attempted to de-escalate the situation between.
Hey, you think it's too much, bro? I think it's too much, too.
Some of that on your screen right now, and you see some of the police officers there standing in between the federal agents and the crowd. This is a quote from Chicago Police Department. They say individuals then began throwing objects at the federal agents, at which point the federal agents deployed tear gas into the street. 13 CPD, so Chicago Police Department members, were exposed to the tear gas. If I can add a little bit of context to this, Ryan, we know that there's these escalated immigration enforcement operations, not just in Chicago, but really the surrounding suburbs as well. That has led to a lot of tension in the community. DHS just this morning celebrated some 1,500 arrests of criminals, their words, that they've made in this Operation Midway Blitz. So there's definitely been a lot of tension in the community.
We look at it though, bro. I don't see no black people though, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't see no black people. I see a lot of Hispanics.
That is something that you see increasingly and is happening a lot. But right
shit,
now,
never mind. Go black guy right there.
Patrol, they're saying that their agents, they were conducting an arrest. Suspect.
But it looked like mostly Latinos to me.
And we do know from Chicago Police that they did have 13 officers who were impacted by what they're calling tear gas. You see some of it on your screen right now. Tear gas that was deployed to help stop the crowd, or at least keep the crowd away from the federal agents there, Ryan. We thank you for watching.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, this might be like one of the first times we seen, well, I ain't gonna say the first, but one of the real main times we seen in real time where we seeing like the government and the federal government at that getting hit with full force, man. You feel me? So they throwing tear gas and all that type of shit. Yo, I know me personally, I never really seen nothing like this. I mean, we had the riots and all that stuff here in Baltimore, but like that shit crazy. Like these motherfuckers out here, man, they really they going to war. They going to bat about it. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's definitely it's really between look like a lot of Latinos. I mean, I ain't really see too many black people in them crowds. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and they harassing the black people too. You know what I mean? Like as we seen the video last week. I think I showed y'all, which I'm gonna show y'all again. They zip tying black babies and they went into a predominantly black neighborhood and fucking just terrorized the whole building, flash banged it, carrying people out, all types of stuff. You know what I mean? So they definitely out here, they fucking with black people too, while they trying to get all these illegal immigrants and all this shit out. We catching a bad end of the stick too, man. So I do feel why black people was mad. Like, yo, we ain't got nothing to do with this. You know what I mean? And we just getting thrown right into the mix. You feel what I'm saying? Like we always do. That shit crazy, man. So they said it was a standoff
As word
right
spread
here.
of federal agents
So let's see
in
what's
the
up with
neighborhood
this.
came to a head, some residents came out to confirm.
Yeah, this shit crazy, man. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, like yo, you know what I mean? Like we really, is I'm not with the National Guard and all that coming into black communities and terrorizing black children, man, and black citizens that ain't doing nothing wrong. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not really feeling that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not with ICE and none of that shit. You know what I mean? But I do feel like on the same tip where it's like black people, we always get we always get the shitty end of the stick. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck they keep trying to mess with us, man? Everybody over here that's black, we over here, this bitch illegally. Like, there ain't no reason to try to crack down on us, but they trying to get us the same factors, gang violence and crime and all this. Which, I mean, we not making it no better for ourselves. You know what I mean? But still, though, man, I feel like we don't need no National Guard coming into black communities, locking us up and all that, man, for real. You know what I mean? Like, that shit is really, it's sad, you know what I mean? And it's sad on our end, too, that Trump or the president will even need to do a thing like that to even have that. You know what I mean? Like, we should be able to fucking combat ourselves and check ourselves as just being black people amongst us and let us know, like, yo, we got to do better. You know what I mean? Trump shouldn't have to send the National Guard in to fucking clean up our streets. He shouldn't. You know what I mean? And it's fucked up that he gotta do that because, you know what I mean, it's a white man, you know what I mean, that's cleaning up and trying to do, he don't know how to fix the problems in the black community. He don't really know what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? But that's the only thing he can do is over police or send more police, send the National Guard, send this, send that. You know what I mean? Which is probably gonna be maybe help the problem maybe for a couple months or maybe a month, whatever how long you're gonna send them there, but it's not a long-term problem solver. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like I ain't really fucking with it. Especially coming through terrorizing black children and you know what I mean? Zip tying black babies and shit. Like fuck type shit they got going on. But it's always black people, we always cut the shit on the stick. You know what I mean? That's why we need to do better and get our shit together as a community as a whole in black America. You feel what I'm saying? Because yo, we got the resources, yo. We got the money now. We got the knowledge. We got the, you know what I mean, the power. You know what I mean? So now we gotta do is just put that first step forward, man. You know what I mean? City to city, state to state. You feel what I'm saying? And come up with a own code against all of us. You know what I mean? The whole black America. I don't give a fuck if you black living in, you know what I mean, Kansas or black living in Seattle, Missouri, Los Angeles, Baltimore, it don't matter. You feel what I'm saying? We all got one code we stick by, and that's to protect each other. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, but they going in on Chicago, man. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. We about to see what they got going on in Chicago. They going crazy in Chicago right now. You know what I mean? Which I can't be saying I can't blame them. You feel what I'm saying? They go over that bitch terrorizing black communities, man. You know what I mean? So make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, like, subscribe.
And that led to objects being thrown and tear gas being deployed. WGN's Andrea Medina joining us now with that part of the story. Sounds like chaos, Andrea. Yeah, Micah and Ray, and the area is quiet now, but hours ago it was filled with emotion and anger. Community members say that they came out immediately to defend their community and to also send a message to federal agents that they will not be intimidated. Surveillance video from a neighbor's home captured the moment a federal chase spilled into the streets of Chicago's East Side neighborhood, ending in a crash near 105th Street and Avenue N late Tuesday morning. What started as a pursuit quickly escalated into a tense and emotional scene. I'm not gonna sit here and not do nothing about him. Within minutes, Skycam 9 was overhead, showing a large crowd surrounding federal agents.
Look, I don't really see no black. Look, yo, go back. I don't see. This crowd don't look like too many black people in that crowd. Now look at this crowd, yo. I think I see one right here. Yo, look like yo black. And that's it. Yo, look at all the rest of these people. Y'all saying, man. Like yo right here, he that's the only first black guy I see. Maybe yo right there. But look, all the rest of these, yo, they look Hispanic, Latina to me. Look. It's like a Hispanic, Latina, bro. Like this ain't our fight, bro. You know what I mean? Like this ain't our fight. It's mostly Latina right here. Hispanics. I don't see maybe another black kid, like some black kids right here, like. But other than that, it's mostly Latina. Mostly Latina, bro. Like, you feel what I'm saying? This really ain't got nothing to do with us, man. They gonna make it have something to do with us, though. You know what I mean? But this ain't really got nothing to do with us, and they trying to make it a black and brown thing and all this and all that. Which I mean, yeah, black people, we've been going through this shit for so long, so we ain't really know, you know. Y'all just starting to feel what the fuck we've been going through for the last fucking 400 years. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why we want to tick with like, yo, we ain't really tripping off what y'all got going on between y'all. That's between y'all and ICE. You know what I mean? But now they got the National Guard coming in and trying to take over the black, you know, and terrorize the black communities. So now it's like, you feel what I'm saying? They trying to make it a black problem now. You know what I mean? So, but y'all don't see no black people really right here, bro. I don't see none. Which is good, you know what I mean? Because this ain't our fight. Let them have their own fight, man. It's their fight. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all like, subscribe, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel. Like, subscribe to the channel. Was overhead, showing a large crowd surrounding federal agents, shouting questions, recording with their phones, and demanding answers about what had happened. Video from the Citizen app also shows a tense standoff between federal agents and community members. According to CPD, officers and supervisors responded to the area just after 11 a.m. when they realized federal authorities were involved. Police say they attempted to de-escalate tensions, but objects were thrown at the agents, prompting the deployment of tear gas.
As the tear gases were thrown toward the community members, we all ran, and they had attacked two people that I know because they were the closest near them, so they attacked them and put them into custody.
Destiny, who requested to keep our identity hidden, says the people who were detained are U.S. citizens ages 16 and 19, and that they did not throw anything.
I got a phone call from work saying that they took my son. He's only 16.
Juanita Garnica, visibly shaken, saying through tears that she had been at work when she got the news that Border Patrol agents had taken her son.
They just told me, Juanita, you have an emergency. ICE took your son. They beat him up, they body slammed him, and they took your son.
City officials and immigration attorneys arrived in the
It's been going on the black community.
and say the response by federal agents was excessive.
The judges made it very clear last week that this kind of conduct is unacceptable.
There's absolutely no reason to have this kind of chaos happening in our communities, putting people at risk, putting people in harm's way.
According to DHS, agents chased the vehicle and used a pit maneuver to stop it. They say two people inside tried to run, but were eventually caught and taken into custody. DHS says in part, quote, "This incident is not isolated and reflects a growing and dangerous trend of illegal aliens violently resisting arrest and agitators and criminals ramming cars into our law enforcement officers." Now, CPD says that 13 officers were also exposed to the tear gas. While DHS did say that the two undocumented people involved in the crash were arrested, they did not say where they were being held or if and how many people were also detained. We are live on the east side. Andrea Medina, WGN News.
Andrea, more about the Chicago police officers. We saw them there, as you said, they were affected by the tear gas. You said they also tried to de-escalate the area. What were they doing? Did they intercede with the others or what?
So we actually, my photographer and I actually got there a little bit after all that unfolded, but we did have another photographer that was here beforehand, and he had mentioned that the CPD officers and the supervisors were just kind of there and kind of set up a line in between the federal agents and the protesters, just to be able to de-escalate those tensions and just to make sure that everyone was safe as well, that they were out there.
All right, Andrea, thanks.
Yeah, like I ain't gonna lie to you, Chicago.
So this is an ICE processing center.
This like this the ICE thing that they going hard in Chicago, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. And one thing I will say about the Mexicans and Latino gangs, man, they ain't scared of the police. You know what I mean? I will give it to black people, man. We see the police come, we run. I ain't gonna lie, them Latino gangs, man, they see the that's what they doing to their own country. You feel what I'm saying? Mexico and all them other countries, it goes to war with the police. You feel what I'm saying? So I will say Trump, man, he definitely have to step it up, because I ain't gonna lie, they start getting them cars down they start getting the car down from the top order, where they start shooting police and all that shit like that. Shit gonna get crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. You feel what I'm saying? So my main thing is, like I say, man, like if you in this country, if you doing anything illegally, I don't give a fuck if you drinking illegally, you know what I mean? You doing anything illegally, bruh. When it's your time to come and face the justice system, you know what I mean? Like you say, you can't be mad and crying and feeling like you know what I mean? That's my whole point about it. Like, I don't like the fact that, yo, you know you a legal alien, you a legal immigrant. You came over here illegally. Then, you know what I mean? Then when they catch you, you want to cry, you know what I mean? And do this and say, oh, you're getting singled out and they picking on you and this, not human rights and all this. And I get it, you know what I mean? Don't know, you coming from a country where, is poverty and all that shit. You want to get to America where you can have a better life. I get it, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you still did something illegally. You feel what I'm saying? So if they catch you and they try to ship your ass back, whatever, you know what I mean? It's fucked up. But you know what I mean? That's the price you pay when you did something illegally, bro. That's what I'm not trying to figure out. And they saying why the government is shut down is because that they want to give illegal immigrants and illegal people that came over this country that's not a citizen, they want to get them health care and all that. You know what I mean? And I'm against that too. Shit, I don't think illegal aliens or people that came over this country illegally should have free health care and all that. Hell no. Because why the fuck I don't got free health care and I'm an American citizen. I pay taxes. You feel what I'm saying? But you mean to tell me somebody that didn't pay a dime into the tax bracket, didn't pay a dime into society, ain't did a damn thing for the country, but want to come over here and benefit off the hard work and labor that I put into this country by paying my taxes? Hell no, bro. That ain't how life work. I don't think nobody in their right state of mind would let you do that. Even motherfuckers over there in your country wouldn't let you do that. Like, how would you feel? We come over to your country and get on medical assistance and try to, you know what I mean, get free health care and all this and all that off the money that they taxing you for. I don't think nobody in their right state of mind would be doing that, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, we got to we got to use logic here. You know what I mean? It's wrong, you know what I mean? And, so I feel like a lot of you come over here to seek a better life and want to work and, be productive. You get what I'm saying? But, at the end of the day, you still got to go about it the right way. You know what I mean? And if you don't, I ain't saying, you know what I mean? Hey, if you want to get over here legally, hey, do what you got to do. But you better be stacking up for a rainy day and be you know what I mean, in preparation for that day that come when them ICE, you know what I mean, they come kicking in your door, they come knocking you, taking you from your job or whatever. You gotta be prepared for that shit, especially now as we see they cracking down. Just like how the boys that's moving the 50 wop and all that, you know what I mean? Boys that's still doing things illegally on a you know what I mean, in the drug game. You see Trump cracking down all that shit, my motherfuckers gotta pivot and do other things. You feel what I'm saying? Because we already know, man, everything, all the good things don't last forever. You feel what I'm saying? What goes up must come down. You feel what I'm saying? You've been over this motherfucking country illegally 20, 30, 10, 5 years. And now you expect that they got a new administration and you expect be doing the same thing. Nah, that ain't how I go, man. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's fucked up, but I mean, that's the way life is. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe. What you say? You say that is so sad. People need God. Yeah, man, for real. They over there protesting and shit like that about people that came over here illegally. Like, bro, how are you protesting somebody that did something illegally, bro? You know what I mean? And I understand that, you know, it's you know what I mean? But, yo, they sucking the country dry, man. Like, you got people, you know, that really need food stamps or really need unemployment or really need government assistance. You feel what I'm saying? That's an American citizen that paid into the, you know what I mean? They might have lost their job or got injured at work, anything. You know what I mean? They need a little government assistance to get back on their feet. But the government too busy paying illegal immigrants and, you know what I mean, motherfuckers overseas all this money, so they ain't got enough money to even pay their American citizens, bruh, that actually work for this country and put, you know what I mean, their hard work and blood and sweat and tears into paying taxes. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how it is, man. This is a fucked up country we living in, bruh. I ain't gonna lie to you. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, I will say though, but yeah, and they definitely, they going at it over there and they going at it over there in Chicago. You feel what I'm saying?
New reports about a chilling and downright shocking escalation of ICE tactics against the residents of Chicago.
But I don't like how they did this right here though. They detained these kids, bro, and these black kids they put them in. You know what I mean? I ain't like this at all.
Hundreds of armed federal agents and police, backed up by riot trucks, smoke grenades, and helicopters, breached fences and busted doors in an immigration raid on an entire apartment building on the city's south side. They pulled dozens of residents from their homes and zip ties, including children, some of them without any clothes. They then held some outside for hours and dragged the others into rented vans.
It was scary because I've never had a gun put in my face.
Neighbors like Ebony Watson says they ducked for cover as they heard several flashbangs go off.
They was terrified. The kids was crying. People was screaming. They looked very distraught. I was out there crying when I seen the little girl come around the corner. Because they was bringing the kids out too. Had them zip tied to each other. One of them literally laughed. He was standing right here. He said, them kids.
They zip tied the kids together. ICE put out a statement saying they were pursuing Trinidad gang members, but U.S. citizens living in the building say they were detained too. The cops told them that if they had any unrelated warrants, they wouldn't be going back home. 37 people were ultimately arrested after agents separated children from their parents on the street. And if you're looking at this and asking yourself, how is this legal? That is the right question to ask. And it has kind of an answer. And to understand it, you have to go back to Los Angeles this summer. The federal immigration agents started pushing the envelope on orders from the White House. They raided Home Depot parking lots and Walmart lots, and they grabbed people they saw. Near one Home Depot, masked agents with batons grabbed Narcisco Barranco, who has lived in the U.S. for more than 30 years and has 3 sons serving in the Marine Corps. Agents beat Barranco on the ground, dislocating his shoulder before detaining him. In Van Nuys, agents raided a car wash in Orange, sending patrons and workers scrambling before the 79-year-old owner, who is a U.S. citizen named Rafi, tried to ask them what they were doing.
That is when Rafi was taken down by agents and eventually handcuffed. Rafi says he was injured in the process.
And they sit on me, it's in my elbow, about a week ago, and it's in my arm.
Rafi says he and 5 others at his car wash were taken to a federal detention center downtown. We're still working to learn more about why they were detained.
And that man is not alone.
Look how you got my hand twisted like I don't know anything, bro. Yo, these guys are literally based off of skin color. My homie was born here just because of the way he looks.
Agents kept stopping people they suspected of being undocumented immigrants for no reason other than they weren't obviously white. Like Brian Gavidia, the man you saw there, the 29-year-old American. He wasn't arrested, but he says agents went through his phone for 20 minutes and kept his real ID card. Now, these are obvious violations of people's core constitutional civil rights, their right to equal protection and the freedom from unlawful searches and seizures. And victims filed a class action lawsuit. And after an entire bench trial, A federal judge sided with those victims and ended the ICE sweeps. And in her ruling, she wrote, "It is illegal to conduct roving patrols which identify people based upon race alone, aggressively question them, and then detain them without a warrant, without their consent, and without reasonable suspicion."
Where was all this shit going on? Where was all this though? When it was black people. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't be understanding. Like yo, I feel like yo, black people, yo, we cross where other motherfuckers can walk. You get what I'm saying? Like yo, we go through so much shit within this community, bro. You know what I mean? That when other races go through it, they get, you know what I mean, the motherfucking benefit of the doubt. They get class action lawsuits and all this and all that. But where all this was at when it was when during the 90s when you know what I mean, you was black walking down the street and the police would stop you rolling up on you. You feel what I'm saying? What happened with all this when they was doing all this to black children and all this and all that, you know what I mean? And going into black houses and black neighborhoods harassing people and all this. You feel what I'm saying? Like, all this wasn't the thing back in the 90s and the 80s and the early 2000s when they was a war on drugs. But now it's a war on immigration, as you want to say. Now they got all these laws. They trying to change all this and the constitutional rights and all this. I'm saying, yo, America, yo, we some big hypocrites, bruh. And Latino brothers and all that, they ain't had no problem going all this when they was coming through black neighborhoods and doing gang sweeps and all this back in the 80s and the 90s. You know what I mean? Like that's how the Latino race really fucking, you know what I mean, spread it like that. Because during the 80s and the 90s when they was focused on us and trying to bring the black man down and not make sure we rise above, you had Latinos and the Asians and all other, you know, East Indians and everybody else, they started thriving. You know what I mean? Because they were so focused on us, the black people, the black man, the black woman, the black family. You feel what I'm saying? Focus on us so we don't get together, so we don't have the next rise of the black messiah. You know what I mean? That they was letting all these other groups just do whatever they want while they was focused on us. You feel what I'm saying? So my main thing is, yo, where was all this when black people was getting profiled, when we was getting stopped in our tracks based on race, you know what I mean? Or stereotype or whatever. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of hypocrite. You know what I mean? A lot of hypocrisy going on with this ICE shit, bro. That's why I'm really mad. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, to be honest with you, I don't feel bad. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know, I feel bad for the ones that's over here working and trying to do their thing. But you know, it was people like us that got caught up in the system that was hardworking men. You know what I mean? Like I stopped, profiled, probably got drugs planted on them, all types of stuff by dirty cops. You know what I mean? Got coerced into admitting to a crime they didn't commit, all types of shit back that was going back then, you know, when it was a war on black people, you know what I mean, and a war on drugs. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know why, you know, there's a lot of hypocrisy going on, man. You feel what I'm saying? A whole lot of hypocrisy. Now it's, you know what I mean, is when it comes to immigration and all this and you know, the Mexicans and the Latinos, now it's a constitutional thing. But when it was black people, it was just, oh, lock them up. You know, more those black people, they animals. They this, they thugs. They this, they, you know, they don't know how to act. You know, they drug dealers. They animals. They everything. We caught us everything under the sun, bruh. You know what I mean? So that shit crazy, yo. That shit really crazy. But you know how it go though, yo. Black people, we did everything so other races could walk. You know what I mean? We went through the ringer and went through all the bullshit just so our races can, you know, reap the benefit of the wars that we were supposed to be reaping from. You know what I mean? That we went through. So, but you know, it's all good though. People don't never want to acknowledge it. Only one I did acknowledge it was Trump. I seen Trump acknowledge, even though he shit on black people too. But we gonna find that video where Trump did acknowledge, you know what I mean, what black people did and what we bled and felt for this country, bro. You know what I mean? Ever since going back, they want to consider us people. You know what I mean? They did consider us people. They consider us property at one point in time. You feel what I'm saying? So come on, bro. You can't. Black people, we done went through the ringer. So everybody should be having an open arm and an open hand for us. You know what I'm saying? But you know how it go. Y'all know how it go.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. An appeals court upheld her injunction against ICE. You have to stop doing this. And so the Trump administration took the issue to the Supreme Court. Lo and behold, last month, the court's 6-3 conservative majority voted to just let Trump and ICE continue for now, as the case works its way up, to use racial profiling in their immigration raids, halting the lower court's decision, saying, go ahead. Now, they gave no reasoning or explanation for their decision, silent, except Justice Brett Kavanaugh, who wrote a short concurring opinion saying
There is absolutely no problem whatsoever with racially motivated stops by law enforcement. Quote, if the officers learn the individual they stopped is a U.S. citizen or otherwise lawfully in the U.S., they promptly let the individual go. Welcome to the era of what critics call the Kavanaugh stop. Carte blanche for ICE to continue violent, warrantless raids and stops all over the country. Undocumented immigrants, lawful residents, and American citizens alike, like Leonardo Garcia Venegas. You see him there, being cuffed roughly by ICE agents on a construction site where he was working. Vargas showed the agents his real ID as proof of citizenship, and they told him he was lying. And it took hours to get him out of custody, so not exactly expeditious. And then, get this, 2 weeks later, ICE arrested him again at another work site. He's now suing the government. The consequence of all this is what we're seeing now in the dead of night in Chicago. Dozens of federal agents raiding an entire apartment building with kids in it just to see what they can find. It's the most egregious abuse of our basic rights in America. I've seen it in a long time, maybe my lifetime. And it comes 2 weeks after Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem posted a hype video of another violent ICE raid with helicopters and grenades, this time on a house in the Chicago suburbs. And guess what? 2 U.S. citizens were mistakenly arrested. You know, there's a reason the American founders put the right to be free from unlawful searches and seizures in the Bill of Rights from the start. Masked secret police profiling people and now targeting entire apartment buildings, making everyone prove they're not guilty of something, is the province of tyrants. It is the opposite of American. And I don't think Americans will stand for it, nor should they.
Yeah, I think it's wrong too. You know what I mean? I do think it's wrong. You know what I mean? But what they did to black people was wrong. You feel what I'm saying? What they did to us was wrong. But nobody really stepped out and helped us. Nobody, you know what I mean, protest and all that with us. You feel what I'm saying? And nobody do all that shit with us. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't really feel bad. I was just fucked up. But it's like, you know what I mean? You see how I felt? You see how we felt? You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, come on now, bruh. So, but yeah, though, so that's what we going. Yeah, they getting goofy in Chicago. You know what I mean? They getting that bitch going, hey. Let me see. But it's live. That's crazy. It's live right now. If I'm live, this live. The Latinos, they showing their real power in America right now. It's live in Chicago right now. They still out that motherfucker. And it's 11 o'clock at night. He said motherfuckers coughing. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe. But these motherfuckers coughing. So that they about 5 minutes, they up that motherfucker. Yeah, man. Oh. They're doing 4 or 5 bombs and shit.
I'm out here suffering for you guys, please.
And my main thing is, when black people, we ride, the National Guard be on standby. Like when we had the rise in Baltimore, National Guard, boy, they kept the motherfuckers swoop this so fast. You feel what I'm saying? When National Guard swooped in when they had them rise in that was what Ferguson. They had the rise in I thought that was for Trayvon Martin. I think that was what Florida. When they had rise in a couple places, man, the National Guard be on standby. But now you got something like this where police officers is actually getting fucking shit thrown at them and all that. Now you know what I mean? It's you feel what I'm saying? I just don't like it ain't the same energy. Like I feel like when black people they was spraying motherfuckers with hoses, leashing dogs on them, dropping they say flashbangs and tear gas, all types of shit on with black protesters. And we was protesting about just, you know what I mean, real, trying to be considered a American citizen, a human being. You know what I mean? Let alone American citizen. They was giving everything under the book for us. You know what I mean? Hitting us with everything with the kitchen sink. You feel what I'm saying? That shit crazy, bro. That's what I say. I just don't understand how, you know what I mean, it's all this protest and all this shit for ICE and the National Guard. But when the National Guard came into black communities, you know what I mean, it wasn't no motherfucking, it wasn't no protest, wasn't no protest, wasn't no nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of hypocrisy going on, man. Whole lot of hypocrisy. Let me see what this is.
There we go. We see police
Oh, look,
pushing forward with
look.
knives, folks.
Oh, look, they fighting right here.
Pushing folks to the ground. People collapsing on the ground. People are forced back as they execute an arrest. Arresting someone from the crowd. More police extend their line here onto the grass in front of some, looks like an apartment building.
This shit crazy, man. Probably a lot of these motherfuckers probably Antifa for real. We already touched on Antifa.
Protesters moving here to link arms with one another.
Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel. And she's smiling.
Get out of the space.
This shit crazy. That bitch crashing with the police, man. This shit crazy. They ain't using blunt force against them, though. This shit crazy. It's like, this shit, man. A lot of shit be staged, though, bro. This shit staged to cause corruption and civil unrest in America. You know what I mean? This shit crazy, man. You feel me? So, like I say, I don't know where all that energy was at, man. When you know what I mean, for black people, for our protests, you know what I mean, for our freedom, for our rights, you know what I mean. So that shit crazy. So yeah, man, that's what they got going on in Chicago. So now we're gonna speak. Let's see what they what I just was saying. Oh yeah, that mass shooting I just said happening in South Carolina. Let's see what's up with that. Yeah, it was just a mass shooting in South Carolina I seen. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. We almost at 350. What happened with this?
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. We are following
Yeah,
some breaking news that we did want to share with you. This is according to the Associated Press that 4 people have died, 20 others injured in a shooting at a bar on a South Carolina island. And I did want to share this live look with you from this particular area right here. This is a live look from South Carolina. According to the Associated Press, this is the very latest. A mass shooting at a crowded bar on a South Carolina island has left 4 people dead and at least 20 injured. That's according to officials. So this is on St. Helena Island right here. This occurred early Sunday at Willie's Bar and Grill. A large crowd was at the scene when sheriff's deputies arrived and found several people suffering from gunshot wounds. According to the sheriff's office, they said, quote, multiple victims and witnesses ran to the nearby businesses and properties seeking shelter from the gunshots. The statement continued.
That's
so at
crazy.
this point in time, all we know is that 4 people have died, 20 others in.
4 people dying is crazy.
Yeah, Willie Terrell, Wilieterror.
Rest in peace to them, man. There's been a lot of mass shootings going on.
Yes, sir.
Just tell me just the nuts and bolts of what happened last night.
So, I'm not sure everything that took place in terms of what exactly happened. The shoot occurred, but it occurred outside, and I was inside. But I mean, I can tell you from inside, I could hear what sounded like machine gun fire, and I could see the swarm of people coming in, and things happen so fast, just bodies on the ground, people just trying to duck for cover, and going out and seeing people. CPR being conducted on people in the parking lot. So I just know it was just a mayhem, a tragedy outside, and it's unreal. It's unreal, honestly.
Do you remember around what time that happened?
Yeah, so had to be around 1 o'clock. I know it was around 1 o'clock, 12:50ish. It was that time when you kind of hit the height of the nightlife. It's about an hour for closing. Everybody wants to get in and get their last drink or make their last acquaintances. So yeah, about 1.
What was the event that happened?
Yeah, so it was a alumni party for Battle Creek tailgaters. Two folks, people from the Battle Creek community was thrown in. Of course, we had alumni parties all weekend, so we had Beaver High Friday night and just the Battle Creek.
And just how many people were here when it happened?
It's so we don't have a finite number. I mean, we were packed though. I mean, it was a packed event. I mean, the club was packed. The parking lot was packed. It was well attended. Of course, with the mayhem, we didn't have time to really get those final numbers from security about what our capacity was. But I just know it was full house.
And of those people killed, did you know any of them?
Yeah. So fortunately, one of the security officers who passed away happens to be the son of my dad's best friend. So he came, we spoke the night before.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
We spoke the night before, and so,
I don't know what's been going on with all these mass shootings lately. Man, it's getting sad out here, man. It's getting crazy. Like, I don't know what's it's an agenda, something going on, man. Cause ain't no way. Like, it's just a lot of mass shootings and people just want to do crazy stuff, man. Like, yo, I don't know what's going on with this. We just had a mass shooting. South Down, we just watched one in South Carolina where the guy came through in the boat. Is that South Carolina? I think that was South Carolina we just watched. That was like what? Like 2 weeks ago. Shit crazy. Yeah, man. I don't know what they got going on out here with these mass shootings. Just been a whole lot going on, man. I'll tell you that. You feel me? So gotta be careful out here, man. Stay vigilant, keep your head on the swivel at all times. Shit, I ain't gonna lie, you never know what the fuck you be having a good time and fucking just turn tragic in an instant. You feel me? Like, that's crazy, man. So I don't know what's been going on with all these mass shootings today. I don't think they got a suspect yet. What it is, Beaufort. No, it ain't Myrtle Beach. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know what they got going on. Yeah, it is. Say 4 people killed though. That's tragic. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like that's real tragic right there, yo. I really hope, you know what I mean, that the family can, find closure for real. Cause just imagine you going out, you know what I mean, just for a good night out or something. You feel what I'm saying? Just chill, maybe go have a drink with your boys or something, whatever. Next thing you know, motherfucker come through spraying it up, man. That shit. It's really sad, man. You can't even have a good time in these days no more. You feel me? So, this shit crazy, man. But that's pretty much it for real. We really ain't got too much really. But yeah, that shit just dawned on me. Like, damn, man. It's been a lot of mass shootings, yo. This been like what, the 4th, 5th mass shooting we done seen within the last month. What the fuck going on, man, with all these mass shootings, yo? Like, it's just been a whole lot more. Like, god damn, you can't even go nowhere and have a good time, do nothing no more, man. Watch over, you gotta look over your shoulder anyway, but damn, it's like make a motherfucker paranoid, extra paranoid, like, damn. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, that's pretty much it, though, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel. Y'all check out my other videos. We going live, definitely some more. We're gonna test some more topics to talk about. And check out my videos, my recent videos I just dropped, my vlogs. You know what I mean? I meant to drop my St. Martin vlog, but I gotta buy me another camera for real. I gotta sit down and edit it and all that. So that's coming out though real soon. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, make sure y'all tune in. Robbie TV, Shape Back Kid. We out.